plus your Air Force, so your Navy and the rest of them, about the ragtag terrorists are doing this in that place, including women and children, killing women and children, and somebody within that space and all their corruption. Since I've been following this, right, Nigeria have spent over 40 trillion naira on fighting terrorism in Nigeria. It all started from Boko Haram's time, when they were using over 30% of Nigeria's budget on defense. Yeah, and yet every year that the budget keeps growing and growing and growing, so is the terrorism. So the people become more what? Unsafe. Like, can somebody just say, you know what? Here, 300,000 soldiers, 400,000 policemen. Like, you can actually put together 1 million, and you don't even need all of them. I just need 10,000 soldiers and call them special forces or special force. From there, your budget and what have you, right? Give them insurance, life insurance of, if anything happened to you, for example, if you sustain, a life impacting sort of injury, that stuff, right? That you can't really do anything anymore. 200 million naira to take care of you. Meanwhile, your health care, your everything, including if, will be covered by the army. Each person. And unfortunately, if you by any chance should die in the fight of this particular assignment, right? Your family, right, will also be paid a total of 500 million naira. Put the value on it. And yeah, that's your insurance. Meanwhile, that you are still here and you are going to have to still fight. If none of this happen to you, yeah, your take-home pay start from 5 million naira each. Special operation, apart from your trillions, 10,000 of them. Now draw that map, draw a line on that map and send them to, it's going to be like a sweeping. As some are on the ground, mopping the entire forest, the whole place up, as you have already, as they are mopping the ground. You have your Air Force. You don't even need your Air Force in this day and time. With all these armed drones, you can save a lot of lives, right? And you can smoke these guys from one part of, it's going to be like, as you are sweeping them this way, yeah, some of them are running through the border. They can't even run through the border. We are calling something Operation Smoke Everything Out. Why can't that be done? In that same vein, for you to know that they can track you. If you say something about them, anything about them, they can track you, lock you up. But they can't track the terrorists. That is deliberate. So who are the sponsors? Who are those within their system? We have names. We have some of them. One of them is Bello Patawale, the guy that stole over 500 billion naira when he was Zamfara governor. He is the Minister of Defense in Nigeria right now. He was actually accused of having his own terror group in Zamfara. And everywhere you see all these terrorists, back in the days, you had the Boko Haram. So Boko Haram was about, we are fighting for caliphate, Nigeria to become a caliphate, Muslim, Islamic country. But when you see the Fulani terrorists and some of these recent terrorists, I don't think it is about fighting for, Allah, turning Nigeria to, it is about land grab the land, kill everybody, because under that land lies some of the precious mineral resources that prompted the entire jihad in the first place. And that's why it is the same MO. Attack a community in the middle of the night. Shoot and kill as many of them as you can. Burn down some of the properties. And when these people run away in fear, they can't come back. And then we can actually close the place down and turn it to ungoverned area. So that we can begin the mineral resource exploration, illegal mining. So you tell me, you don't need your governor or your president to go and fight them. You have all the resources, but because this seems so deliberate, for those who also know other factors, so they'll tell you that most of these communities where this is happening, right, there are communities where they are mostly Christians too. That is it is like a systemic ethnic or tribal cleansing. At the same time, being of being of a Christian sort of religion, they automatically put a target on your back. So who do you think people should run to? When criminal politicians will tell themselves that they are doing so well, we have done so well, Nigeria is safer now. In Benue State, from another reporter, 23 farmers and villagers were slaughtered by these Fulani terrorists in Benue State. Do you know that they have, according to their governor, Benue State in 2025 alone, Fulani terrorists, they have killed over 117 people. Just this year, okay, this is May, in an organized terror attack that their governor came out and said it was actually because of land. 23 people, just like that. And where is Dickhead Simba of Anambra in all of this? You see, there is this sort of a style. And I think it is part of them being so lucky, right, to be in charge of that contraption. They are so lucky. Dickhead Simba, Kolu, would rather just not say anything. You know, since he didn't say anything, you can't quote him. Do you get that now? You can say, when they kill people in Borono, that's what he said. Oh, when they attack people in Imo, that's what he said. You know what I mean? The same thing. Why don't you do something? They'll just keep quiet. You mean they don't say anything, like they are murdering your people, for goodness sake. And it all seems like there's nothing anybody can do. Because to them, they are doing fine. But they are killing Nigerian soldiers like they are just ordinary. They can't even, I don't think they will kill the vigilantes like that. But Kolu and others, they won't say anything. As long as you don't say anything, nobody will hold you to it. Once they shout for a day or two, if they shout at all, they will all go back to go and look for something else to talk about. But we are talking about your own citizens. They are lucky, they are so lucky, but practically, this is not something that is this is not something that is impossible now. Is it impossible? For the people who can track anybody that says something about a rat or bat, which is, as somebody said, is Dickhead Simba of Anambra. You know, some Anambrans are so like angry with Solo Dump that they are like, DK, who is going to call him DK Simba? It's a Dickhead Simba. Apologies to children who are there, right? I've told you, right? Sometimes you should not let the children be here all the time, okay? Just by the way. Here is one of, the Northerners who have chosen to possibly just try to say the truth. I mean, this is completely out of hand. Because right now, people will say, oh, the terrorists, the killings have resumed and like it's getting kind of like, more and more escalating simply because the northern politicians lost power. This is what I'm saying. Now, if you actually really have a government, if you have a government, for example, let's say this Kolu, who is pretty much not liked, and for obvious reasons, of course, right? So if you then have people who, because they left power, they decided to now make the place ungovernable, not that the place is governable in any way, or sure you get now, but now this is you are the one there. What would be the first thing to do to allow those people to do that? Well, there's nothing you can really? Hi. Well, listen to this, bro. Is an affair challenging themselves. See, When our own was there, what did we do? And now, what are we doing?
But you cannot just sit down watching them to do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals. You cannot talk to them. Give them target. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discovered an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap pictures before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them. Because they have the machineries for implementation. You do not have.
He is right. Because of vested interest. You know, this is the kind of question I kind of ask myself all the time. Like, you can still steal if you want to steal. But when it comes to putting the life, even your own life or the life of your own citizens in danger in this manner, there should be some kind of like, red tape. Let's just say, once you get to this side, no, we can't, because no, we can't watch that happen. They have all the resources. They got to Kano Jet because they told them that they can't use the Tucano jet in the eastern part of Nigeria. Do you know that is why their Tucano jet is parked? Can you even believe that? Can you believe that? That they only closed and why? Yeah, it was believed at the time that Boko Haram's intention of harming the Nigerian army was actually not to fight terrorists or terrorism, because the Nigerian army are more in the eastern part of Nigeria looking for the IPOB, the Biafrans, right? While the terrorists are running amok all over the northern Nigeria, northeast, northwest, north central, which is the middle belt. And at the same time, the Nigerian army is also organizing Operation Safe Corridor for them. If any terrorist is caught and he shouts, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar 3 times, they give him Quran and he hold the Quran. Says, will you do it again? It says, if he says no, that means he's forgiven. Hundreds of billions of naira is budgeted to compensate terrorists in the name of rehabilitation. So when they told them that they can't use the Tucano jets in the eastern part of Nigeria, they did use it, by the way, they used it in Olu. Was it Olu also? I think it was Olu. And also, where the Nigerian army went to drop a bomb on civilians, so not houses, so and all that, or inside village. They went there. So they have all the weapons. They have Papa, this is 2025. These terrorists will be showing video. Can you believe that? They will be showing videos of Nigerian army moving from with their own drones in Nigeria today. But Nigerian army, almighty Nigeria army, with all the trillions, Do you know what Nigerian defense budget is? In Tifnumbu's 44 trillion naira budget for 2025. Defense alone is taking more than 8 trillion naira. I mean, 16 trillion naira for defense. But the soldiers are not well paid. If they ever get paid at all, they get paid poorly. I mean, you can read all of that out there. But terrorists, they are able to track Nigerian army and their movements with their drones. Nigerian army also have drones, military drones, expensive drones that you could use to actually track this. So I'm not just talking because it is easier to talk. We are talking about a country. We are not talking about Mayegun. Mayegun can have access to massive resources like that. And that, what Mayegun does with that resources, right, is what will determine whether you have such power or not. Because decision matters. So is there nobody within that space to say, come on, from this space, from Niger State down to Nasarawa, Zamfara, Plateau, Benue, Taraba, Yobe, and all of that like that, Abuja, you just draw the straight line and then you can monitor the movement. America and the rest of them are monitoring all these terrorists all over the place. You know that? You could chase all of them enough that 5,000 from the border of Niger, Benin Republic, Cameroon, Chad, all those places, 5,000 from that place, contingents coming. 5,000 from the side of, from Niger to the other end, like Borno, move down and give them a mandate. Like that guy said, mandate of, we'll give you 6 months. I'm going to give you first 3 months. And the remaining 3 months is to clear the space of any remnant after, not longer than 3 months, 6 months. It can be done for the first time, but there is someone there who feels like if they try that, it is going to hurt some certain people. What about Shitty Man? The guy who said that he is going to undo security. The last time I saw him was 2 days ago. So guess where he was? He was in Imo State, invited by Hopeless Uzodimba, right, to come and say goodbye to the Imo pilgrimage going to Mecca. I think, there's some of them already going to Mecca again now, right? That is where Shitty Man was.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our intending pilgrims, I bring you glad tidings from His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The President enjoins you to be worthy ambassadors of this great nation. You are going to a foreign land with cultural dissimilarities with our own. We'll enjoin you to be law-abiding, to play by the rules and regulations of the Saudi authorities. And most importantly, we'll urge you to pray for the nation, to pray for the peace and stability and unity of this great country, to pray for the President, and to pray for our performing governor of Imo State, who is a bridge builder.
Nuisance, Lele. No doubt. They will tell them after Number one, after enabling terrorists, releasing them through the back door, looting the resources that could have possibly helped the soldiers, they would then turn to religion and send people to Mecca. To go and pray in Saudi Arabia, to go and pray for Nigeria, to go and pray for unity of Nigeria, to go and pray for the president of Nigeria. And shall go and pray, Sha. So these rogues, right, among other things, they used to sort of entice their, their shippies